Out of 10?
Fucking point 0.5. It's
I don't know what
wildly.
you're referring to,
I'm talking
but
about, of
welcome.
course, the hit film Son of Kong from 1933.
I wouldn't say it's a point 0.5 out of 10 type bad,
I
but
haven't seen it, to be
it's
fair.
pretty bad. It's a pretty bad old movie. Welcome to AmityCast. This is me, and that is him. And today it's time to discuss a lot of Marvel properties. One of which is not MCU, but it's still Marvel, and it had that logo at the beginning, which is stupid. And the other is MCU, but it's not a movie, Disney Plus series. So at least the
You
first
just
two episodes.
fucking wrecked yourself. I'm just kidding.
How? What?
There's a Doctor Strange trailer, I guess, but like I don't really want to talk about it. Cause I just want to see the movie.
I'm just excited for it. I know that people were like the current reports are that this is gonna kind of be like another No Way Home level type of movie, but I have no
Yeah, I've
idea
heard the ticket sites because
what they would incorporate.
the ticket
Yeah.
sites are already crashing because they just opened today. So I'll probably get my tickets soon, actually.
Oh shit! I should get tickets.
Yeah, because I heard AMC's been crashing all day, which is what happened with No Way Home and Endgame. Endgame was the most stressful time of my life to get tickets opening night. Oh my god,
Oh yeah, I
it
bet it
was
was. That was
so
like
worth. It was
oh,
so worth it though. Oh my god.
100%.
Yeah, because my mom got tickets. She was like, "Oh, the tickets just opened like 10 minutes ago. There's only it was really hard to get 6 seats." I was like, "Well, yes." I don't know what you were expecting. But Morbius actually, there was an over an abundance of seats available. There was actually this guy on Twitter that bought out the entire Morbius theater specifically so he could just like go to random seats during the movie.
What?
He bought out. I saw a guy on Twitter. He bought out like 80% of the seats in Morbius, and just so he could just move around to different seats during the movie.
What would even be the point of that?
I think he legitimately like helped Sony gain like $1 million more.
A million?
No, not 1 million. But this movie fucking sucks. It's so bad.
Well,
It's
it does
so
suck.
terrible. I would literally rather like chop my own dick off. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't actually do that. I'd rather like I'd rather watch like the literally Deep Blue Sea 2 than this.
Okay. Well, yeah, Morbius. That's happened. It's
Delayed 17
it's very
times.
yeah. It was delayed quite a bit. It was finally released, which is very exciting. To people who were excited, I guess. I was not excited. My expectations were extremely low for this movie. And now it's finally here after having to hear about it for literal years. So, I guess it exists now. Jared Leto, how far he has fallen.
I don't
I
even know if
first was
he's.
introduced to I was first introduced to Jared Leto through Requiem for a Dream, which is a very, very good movie where he gives a very good performance. And now I'm with Morbius. So
Wasn't he also in,
that's fun.
he was in American Psycho, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
And then he was in that new Blade Runner, which was like well received. And then he was in like Suicide Squad and Morbius. So now he's actually been in like both the studios, like one of their worst, both of their like some of their worst movies ever for their brand.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad is just fucking awful. Not the Suicide Squad. That's actually a good movie. And this is fucking terrible. So this is another Sony film where it's a predominantly Spider-Man villain. He's also a Blade villain, I believe. And
Yeah, he's scattered throughout Marvel comics. He's kind of a weird character.
he's like he seems like an interesting character, not in this fucking dog shit fucking product of a movie, but as like the character himself, he seems kind of interesting, and maybe like as like a secondary or maybe a primary villain in a Spider-Man movie, he could be like really compelling. But in like a solo 2 hour movie origin story, it is one of the most boring, terribly paced, and terribly executed fucking experiences I've ever seen in a theater and like paid money to go to see. And I wanted to walk out several times, and I legitimately wanted my money back by the end of it because it was just so fucking bad. The effects were terrible. Every time they changed the vampire faces, I was like, I think I could do better if I was like having a severe fucking illness and was just like making this on my fucking computer. I could make something better than whatever the fuck they put in this multi-million-dollar film that they've had delayed for several years and could have fixed, and they just did nothing, and it was so fucking bad. Oh my god. This movie's fucking terrible. Matt Smith was kind of funny because he was just like, his villain was he was overacting so much. It was kind of funny to watch, especially that one scene where he's like dancing in a room and like it plays some song about sex, and I was like, what the fuck actually is this? And then like a guy knocks into him at a bar, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna brutally murder you and 3 of your friends.
Yeah, all of that was so cringe. Actually, everything Matt Smith was doing was very cringe, and it was all really, really bad. I really disliked it. It was actually like a really bad villain arc that I disliked strongly. It's probably like my least favorite part of the film, and there's a lot to dislike about this film. At least from like the story like aspects, like that was just terrible. Everything about the Milo. Can I just get like what? His name's Lucian, but he calls him Milo because like he called everybody Milo that like sat there, like slept in the bed next to him or something. So it just became a thing. It was like his name is Milo, and at the end he's like, "You gave me my name." It's like, this is so stupid. Why is he being called Milo? Is there any significance to this at all? Like what
that whole fucking opening scene with them as kids was so dog shit. And then just like the next scene, they're just like the bestest of friends, and like he writes letters to him. I was like, I think you knew him for like 10 minutes, and then you left to go to like college at like 9 or something, because he's like, I'll pay you to go to school, and he's like, to a university. I was like, he's 8 and he's severely disabled. Like, what are you talking about?
Going to leave, and then he's like, what about Milo? It's like, oh dude, come on.
Like, I got some weird gay energy from them, but then like the whole film, there's like, you're my best friend that I haven't seen for like 22 years. Anyways, they also both come like extremely rich people, and they both just talk about how terrible their life is when they're like multi-millionaires. And then he's like, he gets like a Nobel Prize, and Morbius is like, nah, I don't deserve it. And I was like, what? Also, there's so many scenes in the trailers that just are like not in this movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, because Sony's fucking stupid. And like they cut out all references except they reference like Venom like twice. And I also hate it. There's like very few things I liked in this movie, and it's very few, and it's so fucking hard to find anything. The only thing I kind of liked was when he was testing out his powers the first time, like showing the echolocation stuff. It was kind of interesting visually. But the
visuals were inconsistent, but there were some moments where like they weren't really that bad, at least as far as visual effects go. Like the cinematography wasn't very good, and like the visual direction was extremely dull and uninteresting. But like some of the effects weren't the worst. I will give it that.
Yeah, and well, I don't like
their stupid vampire faces were terrible.
The vampire faces were terrible, and the fight scene between him and Matt Smith's character were really bad because they were just like shoving each other, and they would just add like purple like explosions each time, and like I couldn't tell what was going on anyway. Because also this movie was fucking dark as shit the whole time. I feel like I was watching fucking Alien vs Predator Requiem all over again because I couldn't fucking tell what was going on, and the stupid fucking Matrix bullshit at the train station, just fucking stupid. And then also, why was Tyrese in this movie? He was fucking terrible. He just like stood around and he just said random things.
Those two detectives were so pointless and so unnecessary and so stupid and so bad.
Also, I don't know if you fucking saw this, but Tyrese, somebody made a meme of Martin Scorsese at Morbius premiere and made it sound like Martin Scorsese was praising the film as like an April Fool's joke, and Tyrese like retweeted it and said, God, the legend himself endorses our film at the director of Morbius. Look how great we did. And everybody's like, you are fucking stupid. Take this fucking L, you idiot. Go make fucking Fast and Furious 10, you fucking idiot. And then Tyrese is so stupid. I don't care. I don't care if it comes at me for this, bro. You fucking idiot, bro. You fucking fell off after Too Fast, Too Furious. That was his prime career when he was gay humping Paul Walker. But anyways, this is gonna be a heated discussion. I'm drinking an energy drink at 10 o'clock at night, and we're talking about Morbius. I've been waiting months to shit on this piece of fucking shit. I fucking hate this movie and everything it stands for. It is fucking terrible. I hate it so much. Jared Leto tried, I guess. He wasn't like terrible in the role, but
I mean, he wasn't as cringy as I expected him to be. He was like,
I expected him to be probably the best part of the movie because I know that he picked this role because he wanted to like bring something to it. Same with Joker. Like I never thought he was gonna be a good Joker, but I thought it would at least been an interesting take. And then he was like sending used condoms on sets, so I immediately knew it was gonna be bad. And then he also, do you remember that Joker scene in Suicide Squad where he like purrs at somebody?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck was that? That's how you follow up Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker? Fucking wearing leather jackets and like growling at random people. Are you fucking serious? Anyways.
Going on a bit of a tangent there, Jared Leto related tangent. But
Jared Leto's a fucking terrible actor.
Well,
not a terrible actor. He just picks terrible fucking roles.
He has been like
he needs a new fucking agent so bad. Also, his method acting for this movie is so embarrassing. But he definitely tried with his material. I thought it was him and Matt Smith are both very good actors, and they both tried, and at least they're like they had like chemistry of each other. It was just the writing and like the structure of the story was so terrible. I just couldn't believe them ever being friends and them like turning on each other. I didn't feel anything. They had chemistry together, but it just the writing was so fucking bad and meant nothing.
I wouldn't even say they really had chemistry either. Like I didn't feel a connection at any point, and I didn't feel like, and if there was like what they were trying to set up was some type of connection, and then like just the such a fast like 180 turn.
Yeah, I guess they didn't really have like really good chemistry, but it felt like there at least was like a bond starting to form between them before they just all of a sudden became like villains against each other.
They just became like vampires.
Like that scene where like he helps Morbius to like get blood or whatever, and then like they have like a nice little talk, and then just random. I was like, okay, maybe this could be nice, but then all of a sudden he just says you're a piece of shit because you won't let me become a vampire, you fucking asshole, you fucking piece of shit. And he's like, dude, calm down. And then he steals it anyway, I guess. So it's like, why is he even fucking complaining? Also, why was there? They clearly show that there's 2 other fucking vials of that fucking vampire shit, and they just don't tell you what happens to the fucking third one. And like,
yeah, they just kind of leave it hanging.
Also, what happened to the little black girl in the bed? I thought they were gonna have like a scene where like he tries to like save her or something, but she just has like that one seizure, and they just like she's never mentioned again. For all we know, she like actually died in that bed, and we just don't know.
Yeah, they were like putting her into a coma, and like that was it. Like shit.
And I remember in the trailers there was like scenes of her crying in bed, so I was assuming like maybe she dies or whatever. And Morbius like,
and also like, for some reason we're able to see the rat he was like the mouse he was testing on from that room. Like he like was sitting down and he looked up like, oh my god, like what?
That was so fucking stupid too. Him and his girlfriend had no fucking chemistry. They just like kissed at one point, and I was like, what the fuck happened? I blinked, and all of a sudden you guys are fucking lip fucking each other. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I didn't care about that at all. And then I guess we're in spoiler discussion, but I will just say when like, because like Matt Smith, freaking Milo killed her, and then like or whatever, and then like she bit his lip, and then there was blood. That was really stupid. But then like at the end of the movie, she opened her eyes like she was alive as a vampire. I was like, okay, it was stupid for her to die because I didn't really care about the relationship anyway. But if it was there and that's supposed to be the stakes of the situation, like why would it just be like, oh well, she's fine now, she's just a vampire? It's like, what was the point of any of it then? And then him just turning on him so quickly, Milo, and then how he did these horrible things, like killing people that he cared about, and then like when Morbius is going to kill him, and he's just like, oh, but Michael or whatever, and they're like, and then like he like it kind of looks like he feels bad, and you're supposed to feel bad. It's like no, like he didn't do anything to justify any type of remorse, and I don't care about the character anyway. So all of this was so poorly set up that it just doesn't matter, and I don't care.
Fucking Morbius, when he first becomes the vampire, I guess that scene, the tension build up was kind of nice, except I couldn't fucking see anything. And then they just completely like toss away the fact that he brutally murdered an entire ship full of people, and they just like have an offhanded comment where they're like, "Oh, they were bad people anyway, so I don't care that much." But this one nurse that you killed, the fuck's wrong with you? It's like he still killed a fucking ship full of people, an abandoned ship.
All of their blood.
Literally drained 8 people completely of blood. These people had families. Like, you are still bad for killing people. I don't fucking care that they're bad people. You just killed people for no reason, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh, you killed a nurse? You're not my friend. You are the worst fucking thing I've ever seen." Also, that scene with the fucking nurse dying. What the fuck was up at that hospital? No lights turn off immediately after you're not under them. Also, why were all the lights off? Also, why would a hospital even set up that? Also, why was Milo even at the fucking hospital? What the fuck? And
why was it set up to deceive people? Like, you think it's Morbius killing her, but then it's actually Milo. Like, just to set it up.
It was so poorly edited because like, I honestly couldn't tell what was. I couldn't tell what was going on. I was like, is that Jared Leto or is that the other guy? I don't exactly know. I'm assuming it's Matt Smith, but I also don't care. But like, what's this editing? And then it's just. Also, who's this woman? Why am I supposed to care that she's dying? I feel like there were scenes of her that were cut out. I don't fucking even remember her name. And the next thing they were like, "Oh my god, my favorite nurse died." And I was like, "You like the nurse? I didn't even fucking know."
For 7 years. Like,
am I supposed to cry or something? I don't really care.
None of it made enough sense to even be slightly interesting, and it was just
also,
so stupid.
if this movie's set, I think this movie's set in San Francisco because they show the Golden Gate Bridge a few times. And
no, it said New York. It says New York.
Did it say New York? I thought it might have been fucking San Francisco. Maybe not.
Yeah, it did. It said New York City after that, like after the 25 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Scene.
I thought it was in San Francisco for some reason. Because then I was gonna be like, if this is set in San Francisco, where the fuck is Venom? Then why isn't he in the movie? Fucking stupid. And not. We'll go back to the movie, but that post-credit scene's fucking awful, both of them. And
yeah,
then,
I mean, I guess there's a lot we could talk about with like the post-credit scene and like what universe, what is happening.
First off, I fucking hate Sony because they mismarketed the shit of this to make you think that it was like gonna have amazing Spider-Man references, Raimi Spider-Man references, Tom Holland references, like Venom references. It made it sound like this movie was actually important, and it wasn't at fucking all. Besides the post-credit scene, that was definitely reshot. Just so people could come 100%. Back. Michael Keaton clearly did not want to be there. And he wasn't even in the final scene. It was just like him voiced over. Also, where the fuck did he get his vulture suit? That makes no fucking sense. And then, why would Morbius all of a sudden join a villain team after you just show a whole fucking movie of him becoming a fucking anti-hero or whatever? Also, he doesn't know who fucking Spider-Man is. Also, who's Spider-Man in this universe? Is it Andrew Garfield? Because I fucking hope not. I don't want Andrew Garfield near this shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. The plot holes were arriving so much when that happened, when all that popped up. It was absolutely ridiculous.
God, the whole fucking time I watched this movie, I was like, I'd rather fucking go to the other theater and watch the fucking Batman again. I'd rather fucking watch the Batman again right now. And then...
that's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, just let me watch the Batman again, please. I don't want to watch this anymore.
This movie, unlike the Batman, is going to get worse the more days I think about it. This movie's so fucking bad. That one fucking meme where it's like, all right, boys had their fun, and it's like the Batman. Now real men's turn. Morbius.
It's so stupid.
It was April Fool's joke, but still, there were some people in the comments being like, I don't know, Morbius looks kind of hype, though. And I could tell that you guys had a severe lack of a father in your childhood. If you think this movie was anywhere near good. I saw some people had this like in their most hyped films of this year. And every time I saw that film pop up in anybody's list, I'd be like, you are going to really have to eat your own shit on April 1st. This movie's fucking terrible. This is easily like on my worst list of this year. This is fucking terrible. It might be in the top 5 worst of the fucking year.
I mean, right now, honestly, it's probably only the 5th worst film I've seen.
Yeah, it's because you've seen shit like fucking Ice Age 6. I don't know why you did that to yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, when comparing it to movies like Sex Appeal and Hotel Transylvania Transformania...
Wait, is this better than fucking Hotel Transylvania 4? Because I feel like that shouldn't be true.
Hotel Transylvania 4 should not exist in any capacity, and it's absolutely abysmal. Like, it's literally just annoying scene after annoying scene, and there's nothing good about it at all. Like, not a single thing.
You sound like my high school years.
What? But that's not even the worst film I've seen this year, because I think the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild was worse. But,
that movie's like a point 25 out of 5.
A couple days ago, I saw the new Judd Apatow movie where he wrote.
I saw that review of that, and everybody was hyping that up, and then it has like really bad reviews.
Yeah, it's called The Bubble, and like I seriously watched that movie, and I actually felt like pulling my. I think I pulled some of my hair out, like because there was literally nothing good about it.
I saw you watch that, and that was before you told me you watched Moon Knight, and I was like, "Is he watching this instead of Moon Knight?"
Well, see, here's the thing. So I was with my father, and like I was waiting to get picked up, and then he was like, and then like the next, like we were watching something on Netflix. We watched Sherlock Holmes, like Game of Shadows, and then we were just chilling, and then another movie's about to pop on, and my dad was like, okay, well this is about to come on, and it was The Bubble, and it was like, I mean, maybe this will be funny, because I hadn't heard about it previously. And then it was the least funny thing I've ever seen. It had the most shallow and horrible direction, and it's 2 hours long. Why is it 2 hours long? Oh my God! If it would have only been like an hour 20, it would have been fine with it. It would have maybe been like a 2 or 3 out of 10. But it was 2 hours of boring, unfunny, dull, just a horrible garbage with terrible dialogue, acting. Everything was absolutely horrible. Even poorly edited. They didn't have any good music. Nothing about it was good. The scenes dragged on for so long. Okay, I'm going on a tangent. We're not talking about The Bubble, but like, holy, wow, the movie was so bad, so bad. And then, like, when I was watching Morbius, I was like, yeah, this is horrible, and this shouldn't have been made. But at least it's not like The Bubble, I guess. I guess, like, there's something to this that someone could enjoy. I don't see how anyone could enjoy The Bubble, honestly. So.
Yeah, if you tell me, like, you like Morbius just because you maybe find it entertaining, or maybe you just get some weird enjoyment out of watching bad movies, which everybody does. If this is like a movie you consider it so bad it's good, I can respect that. But if you honestly tell me this movie's good on any level, I do not trust any of your opinions on movies, and that's just a fact, because this movie is everything wrong with theatrical releases. This is a terrible movie. It's a terrible excuse of the Spider-Man property. This is the exact reason why Sony should not have anything to do with Spider-Man. And I got more enjoyment, similar to what Ralph the Movie Maker said in his review, I got more enjoyment out of watching the Doctor Strange trailer and the Spider-Verse trailer that were before this movie, much more than the hour and 40-minute film I watched after it. And it's very clear that Sony's setting up some sort of Sinister Six universe with Kraven coming out, and with Morbius and Vulture teaming up, and then I guess we're getting a Madame Web movie with one of the main actresses from Euphoria and the main actress from 50 Shades of Grey. So I'm very muchly not going to see that. And then
obviously we're all hyped.
And then I guess we're getting Venom 3 at some point with Toxin. So I don't want to see any of this. Kraven the Hunter is the only movie that might be interesting if it's actually given a good attempt, because Kraven is one of the more interesting Spider-Man characters that hasn't been adapted yet. But it's going to be terrible because it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, and he does not fit that role whatsoever. And then, how do you have a Kraven film without Spider-Man? How do you have a Venom movie without Spider-Man? Even Morbius, which, when I look at this movie, I can potentially see a decent Morbius film. I can tell that the director definitely wanted to tell some sort of story, but this movie just failed on every level. They act at the end. They act like they're setting up some sort of sequel, and it's like, if there's a Morbius 2, which there totally won't be, but if there is, no, I'm not seeing it. I refuse.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that cause. Don't make Morbius 2.
If I see Kraven's the last chance I'll give this Sony Spider-Verse, whatever the fuck this universe is. If Kraven's the last one I'm giving a chance, and if that movie's also terrible, I'm done.
There's really just no more point. I have no point.
If you
after
mess
that.
up Venom,
I've had a-
Morbius, and then Craven, like you're 3-0. So
Yeah, I've had a pretty good review.
there's a lot of
This
funny
guy's like,
reviews on there.
the guy in front of me got a blowjob during the third act. I'm happy someone in my theater got something out of this at least.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's the whole review.
Morbius is actually the
One
perfect
star.
film to take your date to have sex in a movie theater with, because there will be nobody there.
That's true. There'll be no one there, and there will be no point in paying attention. So there you
Also,
go.
what's this big kink with like having sex in movie theaters? Like, it's so fucking stupid. But
Yeah, I would never have sex in a movie theater. I just think
the
that's very
seats
dumb.
are so fucking uncomfortable, and like if you get the recliner ones, it's like leather seats. It's a fucking movie playing with like fucking surround sound. It's like I could just go home and put on something on Netflix and have sex. Like, I don't need to have Spider-Man playing. I mean, maybe I'll watch Andrew Garfield passionately have sex with my partner, and just Andrew Garfield's on the screen staring at me. Maybe I'll do that. That sounds fun.
Dr. Michael Morbius at your service.
He says that a few times in this movie, like I give a fuck what his name is. Also, Michael Morbius. Come on. Pick a better name. I like how the movie's just literally his last name. That's his whole superhero, alter ego. It's just my last name.
Yeah, that'd be like if I was a hero and I just go around like
The fucking...
Faust.
Yeah. The end was also so fucking anticlimactic. He just, summons bats, and then, he stabs him with a stake, after he previously said that they can't die that way because they're not like those vampires, but then he kills them the exact way all the other vampires die. And then he just, flies out like a fucking sewer grate.
He did it with science instead of a cross.
Yeah, and I'm severely mentally ill. So then he just, pops out of a sewer grate, and that's the end of the movie. I was like, that's the most anticlimactic fucking ending ever. And they don't even make you stay till the end of the credits. For the post-credits scene, they, put him in between the credits, because they know nobody's going to sit through the fucking end of this.
Right.
I was so fucking grateful, because I was like, I fucking want to leave so bad. Thank you for putting that before the actual credits.
Yeah.
Also... that's not how the fucking Doctor Strange spell works. Why would Michael Keaton just spawn into a random jail cell? It made sense why Venom went back. It doesn't make sense why Michael Keaton's Vulture was thrown into a different universe. Also, there's just cuts out, because if he fights Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, or God help me, if they just make up a new Spider-Man in this universe, so we have another one, it would make... there's no emotional impact. There were so many possible good story directions they could have taken with Michael Keaton's Vulture in the MCU with Tom Holland, but now they can't, because Morbius needed the Vulture, and that just fucking sucks, because Michael Keaton as a Vulture is actually one of my favorite villains in the MCU in recent memory. He's actually probably my third favorite live-action Spider-Man villain, besides the first two Raimi villains, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's up there. He really did a pretty good job in that role. So
Yeah, I really loved Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, but I think Vulture was much better. And then, obviously, the Lizard's in last place. And then, Lizard was so fucking bad. Even in No Way Home, he was so bad. Why was the Lizard even in No Way Home?
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Obviously, the reason is because they have a villain from each of the movies, but yeah.
Yeah, he also didn't die in The Amazing Spider-Man.
Neither did Sandman.
Yes, Sandman didn't die in Spider-Man 3.
Also, Sandman became a hero, kind of like a good guy.
And I guess the whole thing was that they're there because they know Peter Parker is Spider-Man, not that they died. That became the plot point. It was that these guys are gonna die. They die fighting Spider-Man. It's oh.
Yeah, but it made so much emotional more impact because Electro, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin they didn't want to go back because they would just be going back to die.
Right.
If Sandman went back, he could have just became Sandcastle.
Yeah.
Bro, did you see the recent interview Sam Raimi did where he said Spider-Man 4 could potentially happen? He'd be up for it.
Yeah, well, he was saying like he doesn't nothing's been like discussed through, and nothing's been like actually put into the works. But he would definitely be down to do a fourth one with Toby, and that was pretty cool to see.
That'd make fucking billions of dollars. Holy shit. And then again, so would Amazing Spider-Man 3. So I don't know why they're so obsessed with these fucking villain movies when they could just be making fucking off-world fucking Spider-Man 4 movies. And we could see like Bruce Campbell as Mysterio. But no. This movie's fucking awful. Also, did you notice that they literally steal music from Batman Begins?
I saw someone talking about it. I didn't really notice it myself.
It was in the Bat scenes where like he walked into the Bat like chamber or whatever. I noticed it in the theater, but I also heard it in like on Twitter or whatever. But like it literally is the same exact fucking music. Like they put that in but forgot to take it out like in post.
That's actually
it's a literal theft. They just took like Danny Elfman's was it Danny Elfman?
For Batman Begins?
Yeah. No. It was who was it?
Batman Begins was
he usually does
Hans
Chris
Zimmer,
Nolan.
I think.
Hans Zimmer, yeah.
Yeah.
They literally just stole Hans Zimmer's work. That's probably the best piece of music in that movie. Was there even music? I don't even know if there was music.
Yeah, the score was extremely forgettable and like bad, and like at any points that you could hear it, it was actually kind of distracting.
The most artistic part of the film was that beginning scene where they like show like the Morbius like classic logo. That was like kind of cool, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it was somewhat cool, but at the same time,
then they also they don't even give him his comic accurate suit. He's just like vampire guy.
Yeah.
And he's just like forgettable and bland and unoriginal and everything wrong with Hollywood. And Jared Leto's like using crutches to go to the bathroom so he stays in character. And he was taking apparently like 40-minute bathroom breaks because he was pretending to be a cripple so much, so they had to fucking make a compromise with him to use a wheelchair to the bathroom. Meanwhile, he's not paralyzed at all. He could just fucking not be a fucking method actor for 2 seconds. Just go to the goddamn bathroom.
So ridiculous.
I heard Jared Leto was actually kind of an asshole in real life, which wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either. I liked him in Requiem for a Dream, so I've always been like want to be apologetic of him, but that wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, he's definitely full of himself a lot, and I hated him as Joker. I don't blame him for it. I blame the script, but even in like the Snyder Cut, where he was like somewhat better, because it was like a little bit better writing, but he still I don't think he really fit Joker at all. And I don't know if he would fit Morbius, because I don't really know much about Morbius, but he definitely didn't do good.
Because it's such a weird decision for a standalone film. Like, what were they thinking?
I don't know how many times I've said this, but Morbius is like a perfect like Blade villain for like the Blade movie, and then like have him become like a Spider-Man villain or whatever.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been somewhat cool, because Morbius is a cool enough character to be kind of relegated to the background as a villain somewhat.
It's like
he does not need his own freaking movie.
It's like with all these other Spider-Man movies. Like, sure, I love the Vulture and Mysterio, but I would never want to watch a standalone Michael Keaton Vulture movie. Why would I want to watch that? He's a Spider-Man villain. Venom's the only one where I can see that, because he's had a lot of his own like comic arcs, but like that's after he's been like in many Spider-Man movies. So you can't just start out with a Venom movie.
It doesn't make sense. Even if it makes the most sense, it's still no.
And they fucking failed at it. There's fans of both the Venom movies, and I don't know why. I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean,
I know your girlfriend's a very avid Venom enjoyer, but I don't get it. Maybe if you have some fun with it here and there, but like even then, it's just they're both so bland. And
I mean,
sure,
Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Out of these three films, is probably my favorite, just because like it's really bad. Don't get me wrong; it's still like a 2 out of 10, and it's my favorite of these three, just for reference. But because it doesn't take itself as seriously throughout the entire thing, and it's just kind of like I don't. But if someone enjoys this weird like Tom Hardy to Venom dynamic humor, then you could probably get a bit out of this movie. So like that's cool. That's fine. It's not for me at all.
and
But
it's
whatever.
short.
Okay.
It gets to the point, and like Woody Harrelson was like kind of enjoyable as Carnage, even though it was like a complete bastardization of the character.
Right. Yeah. And like it was like okay-ish, but like I would have much preferred a better adaptation. But that's just because I'm such a big biased fan of Carnage. To be fair,
When I saw
and
the
then
when I saw the first Venom, the two people I saw it with enjoyed it, and when I talked about how bad it was after it was over, they were like acting like I was some weirdo for not liking it, and I was like, no, did you see that drone attack scene? That was fucking awful. Also,
did you see the movie? It's really
what was
bad.
the ending fight scene? What was the villain? Riz Ahmed's a good actor. He got an Oscar.
Yeah. Tom Hardy is a respected, a good actor, and then it's just like
Tom Hardy was
and
fucking Bane. Like, this is such a downgrade. And then
and like really looking at it between Venom, the original or the first whatever from 2018, and then Morbius.
somehow they took a decline. Somehow it went down.
Yeah.
And if Craven's worse than
Yeah.
Morbius, I'm actually going to cry in the theater. Like, I think I'll actually have a breakdown. I'm not seeing
Yeah.
Madame Web. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not seeing that. I hope it gets canceled. Why is that being made? That's like a fucking D-list fucking Spider-Man character, and this is like a fucking C-list. Morbius is like so obscure. It made like 80 million the whole weekend, which it made its budget back, so it might break even. But I hope they never do anything with this character again.
Yeah, I mean, Venom and Morbius as films, I have them on pretty even ground for me. They're both completely unnecessary, terrible, and they don't handle anything well.
I would say the Venom is the only reason that one's like the best out of these three. I would probably say Venom 2 I'd rather watch over all of them, but Venom at least has like a story and like tries to be an actual movie and like actually has like a plot that's like linear. Venom 2 is just whatever. And then this one's just the editing and like the structure of the story just makes no sense, and it's laughable that this was a Hollywood production. The flashbacks have no correlation. The doctor character was also fucking pointless. He had so much scenes in the trailer, but then like he had like 2 scenes in the beginning and then he dies at the end, and like it was so much forced sympathetic moments, and it literally landed so flat. It was so bad. He like kills his doctor and he's like, cry out to Morbius or whatever, and it's like, dude, this guy took care of you for like 30 years and he just said, dude, you're doing something, you're killing people, that's not cool. And he's like, I thought you were like my friend. And he's like, no, you're murdering innocent fucking people and you're a vampire.
Your favorite. Michael's your favorite. Oh, you don't want me to murder people? Oh my god, you took care of me all my life. Michael's your favorite.
Yeah, the one that he sent off to college and then took care of just you. Even when you're like in your fucking mid-30s. Shut up, Doctor Who. Shut the fuck up.
I guess the best way to put it is that pretty much everything in this movie was completely forced, and none of it felt natural, and like it just
I
all was
fucking
so
hate Sony. I
terrible.
hate Sony so fucking much. I haven't seen Uncharted, but I haven't heard good things. They fucking fucked up both Venom movies. They fucking fucked up Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. They fucking messed up Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. It's just, I don't get how anybody could fucking defend this studio with the Spider-Man property. It's fucking atrocious. The only reason that they did good with their fucking Marvel products is when the directors have complete fucking control, or they don't give enough shit about the property, so then we get something like Spider-Verse, which makes me so fucking afraid of Spider-Verse 2, because they might get fucking super involved with it, which I fucking hope not. And, every time they get fucking involved, it ends terribly. Spider-Man 3 fucking studio made that movie fucking... I will defend that movie, but they made it fucking piece of shit compared to those first 2 movies, and you can't say otherwise. And then both the Amazing Spider-Man films are bad because Sony just fucking made it the most product they could and didn't just let Mark Webb make his cute little romance superhero movies. That would have been so... They could have been so good. And then now they're fucking doing this shit, and they might fucking ruin Tom Holland's, because they might just fucking take him back and put him in these fucking villain movies, because they were going to do that. before No Way Home got made, and it's just fucking annoys the shit out of me. I don't know why Sony still has this fucking property. I just want Marvel to fucking buy it from them for fucking however much money it takes. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I swear to fucking God, if I walk into Spider-Verse, this fucking Across the Spider-Verse movie, and it's bad, I'm gonna fucking cry.
If Across the Spider-Verse is bad, I will probably just stop watching films altogether. I will be so upset.
I know you love.
You don't
I know you
understand.
love the first Spider-Verse probably a bit more than I do. I've only seen it recently, but it's a very good movie. Spider-Verse is a very good movie, and this
so
sequel
much.
has a lot to live up to. And if Sony somehow messes this up for the creative team, I'm gonna be super upset, and I might just boycott Sony altogether.
I'm afraid, yeah, maybe.
I don't think that's gonna happen. It seems like everybody's behind the scenes of this Spider-Verse movie is pretty positive, so
I hope so, man.
and of course I hope Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies stay in the MCU, so they're still like Marvel Studios is like making them, because then they make decent movies. There's also a rumor they might bring back Mysterio, like Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio, and like Kraven or something. Which that would make even less sense. And I guess they said the rumor is they're going to give him actual powers, which also makes no sense because Mysterio never had actual real powers at all. His whole power is that he makes illusions. So why would you? What does real power be? Real illusions? That doesn't make sense. I fucking want to kill myself.
Oh my gosh.
And then the director was like asked, he's like, what villain do you want to see Morbius interact with most? And he's like, honestly, Willem Dafoe's Norman Osborn. And I was like, honestly, you can shut the fuck up. Shut up. And then they asked Jared Leto, what MCU character do you want to interact with? He's like, honestly, like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. And I was like, you fucking stupid idiot. Are you stupid?
Did you
Fucking idiot.
Did you see that they asked the director, well, they were talking about like what universe Morbius actually takes place in, and then he was like, if I were to say the exact universe that the movie takes place in, like a lot of people are probably really mad at me, so I'm not going to do that.
It's obviously Venom, and if at most it might be Amazing Spider-Man, which would fucking piss me off because that means like the Venom movies and Morbius are in the Amazing Spider-Man universe. Which, if that's true, that like fucking 5-7 movies like arc is gonna be so bad.
So bad. Oh my
If this
God.
like Sinister Six that they're setting up is gonna fight Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, that movie's gonna be so bad. I would want to see Amazing Spider-Man 3 if like they just like let Mark Webb make his movie to like close off that trilogy, which they'll never do. Which is sad.
Yep.
In an ideal world, Sony would just
Die?
They would die. But ideally, what they should do is they should like give Sam Raimi creative control, and make like one last Spider-Man movie to like make up for Spider-Man 3. Close off the Tobey arc, and then do the same with Andrew. Give him his like trilogy, and then they should just give all their rights to Spider-Man back to Marvel Studios, so Marvel can just make their Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, and then they can just like have the Spider-Verse animated movies be like an offshoot, and then they can have all the Spider-Verse animated films on Disney Plus, and I don't have to fucking scrounge for them on Netflix. But that'll never happen.
Yep.
This is the world we live in. So we're getting a Kraven film without Spider-Man and Venom 3. You're going to get a Venom trilogy before you get Dune Part 2.
Let's go. Hype.
This movie's just fucking sad. The whole movie theater, it was just such a depressing experience. I don't think I laughed at a single joke. This movie, I guess at least it didn't try to be super comedic, I guess, but like every time it did, it was so bad.
Yeah, were they trying to be funny at any point?
Because like I mentioned to my roommate that this movie got like a 15%, and they're like, "Damn, worse than Captain Marvel." I was like, Yes, I would rather watch Captain Marvel like 3 times before ever watching this again.
And that's extreme because you hate Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's the worst fucking MCU movie. I'm sorry, it is. I hate Captain Marvel. So bad.
The worst MCU movie not directed by Kenneth Branagh.
I mean, the first Thor?
What?
What'd you say?
I don't know. Kenneth Branagh just won his first Oscar, so that's cool.
Yeah, I did do the first Thor, which was fine. It was pretty bad, actually. Actually, first Thor is really mid, so... Tom Hiddleston carries those first 2 Thor movies, and you can't convince me otherwise.
I mean, in a sense...
Chris Hemsworth, too, but he's, like, so dull until, like, Ragnarok. So... I'm fucking hyped for Doctor Strange 2, though. I don't know if you saw it recently, but Sam Raimi said he's only seen 4 of the MCU movies. And it was like, he's only seen Iron Man, the first Avengers, Black Panther, and Doctor Strange. But I feel like that's kind of a lie, because he said he's seen No Way Home, too, so... I remember
I was gonna say, hadn't he seen No Way Home? Also, I'd be surprised if he hadn't seen the other Spider-Man films. So
yeah, maybe he just was talking about the other ones that aren't like Spider-Man, but like it's kind of funny. He's only seen like a handful of the MCU movies, and now he's doing like one of the biggest event films in the MCU's like ever done.
That's Sam Raimi for you.
Also, it's kind of confusing because he has like Wanda in it, and like it has like a lot of stuff from WandaVision being brought over, and if he just hasn't seen that, it's just kind of how did he directed them.
That is true.
Well, he's just on set. He's like, okay, we need to film these WandaVision scenes, but do not spoil it for me. I have not watched it yet. No spoilers.
I'm directing, by the way.
I haven't seen No Way Home yet either, so please, no spoilers on set. Jamie Foxx?
What are you doing?
Flint Marko? Sandman bad guy? What?
Sandman's literally not bad, bro.
Sandman's what?
Sandman has never been a villain in any respect.
Is he not a villain in the comics?
No, he is.
I was gonna say. What if Sony announces a Sandman solo film?
Honestly, you know what I'm excited for?
What?
A Jamie Foxx Electro solo film to complete his arc.
They talked about that, and I was like severely upset.
It'd be a trilogy: The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, and of course Electro's Revenge.
On what?
But then they actually recast Jamie Foxx for that third one.
Yeah, I know you've been keeping up with the Ezra Miller stuff, but it seems like they might be recasting him as the Flash after the Flash movie.
Yeah, they Warner Brothers and
they had like a meeting about it.
Whatever. Yeah, and then they've currently put a pause on any production that would require Ezra Miller for right now, anything
past Flash, apparently, basically.
Yeah,
because Flash is like finished.
Right. So I don't know what that means and what that's going to mean, but we'll see, I guess.
I mean, he did threaten to murder like a couple and like beat up people at a bar for like no reason. Man's clearly gone insane. So, also, I don't particularly love him as an actor or in the Flash character, so I don't really care. I've only seen him in a few things. He was also very bad in the first Fantastic Beasts. I haven't seen the other ones, but he was like really bad in that first one. Just not really a good actor. I know he apparently did a few good things, like when he first started off, but like I don't know if he's really done anything good since.
He was in Suicide Squad, so.
Wait, was he? Oh yeah, he was for like one scene.
Yep.
That was so dumb. That was like the first like time we saw like Flash in like his full costume, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yep.
Isn't this a Will Smith film? Why isn't he slapping anyone? This is so not part of his character.
Yeah.
Also, Will Smith, like all of his projects right now have been put on like hold or whatever.
Yeah, he resigned from the Academy, so that was kind of a big deal. I guess the Academy is planning on having a meeting upcoming soon to discuss what the precautions and stuff like that's going to be when it comes to Will Smith and what happened with all that. So that's cool. A lot of actors are kind of sabotaging their own careers right now. Kind of a big thing in Hollywood.
Yeah, because like Will Smith's part of the list of people that have been like banned from the Oscars, and that's or like resigned, and that's like the same list as like Donald Trump and Harvey Weinstein, and then Will Smith. But the saddest thing is this might put a delay on my most anticipated sequel since like 2004, I Am Legend 2, More Legends. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think everybody did. They got announced, and I was like, didn't he like die in that movie? I thought.
I don't remember. It's a very forgettable movie.
Yeah, I also know it had like a very like bad ending, and there was like a completely different ending that was like a lot better, but they were just like change it.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, this movie is fucking masterful. Let's be honest, you guys just like the scene where he murders his dog. We all love a good dog murder in our movies, don't we?
No.
Same. Also, Morbius. I completely forgot. This movie's so forgettable. The movie's so forgettable. Also, why do his eyes change color when he becomes vampire? What's the reasoning for that? Also, what is the blue blood exactly? They never exactly explain what it is. They just say that like it's like a fucking replacement or whatever. And he just like they obviously did it just so it could be PG-13. There's also scenes where he clearly slashes people's like necks where they should be like profusely bleeding and there's no blood. Also, they never show him like kill anyone. Every time Matt Smith kills somebody, they cut away, removing any impact whatsoever. This movie's so fucking bad.
Yeah. Pretty much everything was poorly executed.
Why would you make a Morbius movie and not make it fucking rated R? The whole Blade trilogy was rated R. Okay? What is Sony's big deal of not making R-rated villain films? Is Craven going to be a PG-13? His main fucking thing is he fucking murders people. So what, is he just going to trank people? Is that what he does? He just loves tranking people in his fucking free time. So what the fuck are you doing?
Morbius is a failure. Honestly, it was better than I expected. Because my expectations were so low. They were about as low as they could possibly be. And this movie is terrible. It has a few minor things that, like, I guess are okay. That's why I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 rather than 1.
I can barely see the outline of a decent plot in this, and there's like a few decent scenes that aren't terrible. Like I like when he first discovers his powers; it was kind of cool. And the Matt Smith versus Jared Leto, like at least they were two competent actors, but they were just handed such shitty fucking writing. It was terrible. Post-credit scene made no sense, but of course I love seeing Michael Keaton as the Vulture, so it was kind of cool to at least see him again, but the fact and the reasons why he was even there just fucking aggravated the shit out of me.
Overall, some extremely minor things kind of hold it from being completely unbearable.
Shut up. This movie's bad from literally baseline to fucking release. Also, the fucking dialogue at the end with him and Vulture was so bad because he's just like, I want to like get a team together to do some good potentially, and then Morbius is like intriguing end scene.
Yeah, he literally just said intriguing. He only said he didn't say like interesting, and then he said that he was like intriguing, and that was it. Like what was that?
So what's the fucking Sinister Six gonna be? It's gonna be Vulture from a different universe, Morbius for some reason, Venom probably for some reason, Craven, hopefully Rhino from TASM 2. He's kind of my favorite. And then, obviously, Dane DeHaan, Green Goblin, of course. Such a great fucking Sinister Six lineup. I might actually kill myself if I ever see that. I just want Marvel to have all these villains so they can make an actual really cool Sinister Six movie. But no.
That would be actually pretty cool. Like an actual, like, well thought out, well made.
I guess They're also, I think Chameleon is going to be in the Craven film, which is another fucking good Spider-Man
Just
villain.
extremely random villain for like.
I guess he's going to be I guess he's going to be Craven's brother in the movie is Chameleon, which I don't think that was from the comics at all.
Well, okay, I don't know how you're hearing all this stuff about the Craven movie, because I've heard nothing about it at all.
I just get random Twitters where they're just like, apparently this is... Because also apparently the Mr. Negative or whatever is going to be the main villain in Holland's 4th Spider-Man film. Reportedly.
What?
Yeah, I don't know much about Mr. Negative. I know he's like in the PS4 game. I don't know if he's actually from the comics, though.
I mean, I
don't know what his powers are.
I'm a huge Spider-Man film, and I don't know very much about Mr. Negative, so...
Yeah, I also thought Chameleon was like going to be a villain, maybe. But now I guess Sony's just going to do it instead, which is annoying. Also, I guess the Tom Holland films now at some point have to do a symbiote storyline, because Tom Hardy was shoehorned into No Way Home. So that's also fun. Just Sony drops the ball continuously, because even in Let There Be Carnage, the post-credit scene, like, I wasn't, like, happy it happened, but, like, it's setting up this, like, Tom Hardy versus Tom Holland, like, movie, and then they just immediately, Marvel's like, no, go back, and then it's just like, so what was the hype they were building up in Let There Be Carnage? What is the fucking plan? There is no plan. What the fuck is this? I don't like this. Because now the Sony movies are at least going to be somewhat a part of the MCU just by, like, association, because Tom Hardy was in one of them, and, like, Morbius is just having characters from the MCU in it, which is annoying. Because they also didn't consult Marvel at all about the post-credit scene. They just said that Sony just decided on their own, we're just going to take your character that you made and your plot line and just actively go against everything that made sense about that, just so we can get more tickets sold on our own movie. So I fucking hate Sony so much. Oh my god.
Morbius is very bad.
It's a fucking
2 out of 10.
0.5 out of 5. That's like, what, a 1 out of 10?
Yeah.
Fucking terrible movie. One of the most... It's not like the worst movie ever made, but it's so boring and so meaningless. It just makes it so much more worse than actual bad movies, because at least those I could get some, like, enjoyment out of, or I can at least tell that they tried. This didn't feel like anybody fucking tried at all. It just...
It's boring, unnecessary, completely inept, and everything in it is so forced. It's one of the worst movies that I've seen this year so far, but there's been some, like, really bad, like, streaming movies this year, so...
This is definitely probably the worst theatrical movie I've watched this year, so...
Oh, yeah, by far. Like, it's so much worse than the other theatrical releases from this year that I've seen.
I haven't put on my Letterboxd list, shit.
Oh, yeah. I updated my 2022 rankings, so...
To all 35 followers of mine that don't interact with my content whatsoever.
Yeah, I have like 15.
Do you actually?
All right. Anyway, but that's Morbius. We could talk about a little bit of a better Marvel property if you want, because by now we have seen the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight, starring Oscar Isaac, who also serves as an executive producer.
I mean, there's always more to say. There's always more to say about Morbius, but, like, we can stop for now because it's been an hour. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, it's just really
honestly,
bad.
we'll do a live movie watch along at some point in the future. We'll just make fun of it.
I never want to rewatch this movie.
I know.
Like, what are you talking about?
Maybe for April Fool's next year.
That was another good review I saw. I was like, this is Sony's April Fool's Day joke for everybody.
Yeah. What the fuck? There it is. So we watched the first 2 episodes of Moon Knight. Spoilers, of course.
Yeah. I guess spoilers. How have you felt about it so far?
I actually really liked it. I was pretty hyped just because Oscar Isaac, of course, is a great actor. Ethan Hawke as an MCU villain is a great choice. And just the Moon Knight character was very intriguing because I know very little about him.
Yeah, Moon Knight's always been a really, really cool character with a lot of untapped potential. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and the more that the show's kind of showed about him, I kind of liked him more. And honestly, by the end of the show, this might be the best, like, origin story superhero, like, content we've got from Marvel in, like, years. Potentially in, like, since Iron Man. I just love Oscar Isaac's performance as all the different personalities. Like, the scene where, like, he goes on his date and, like, he's like realized he's blacked out for like a few days was so he played this scene so well. It was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, the way that he really portrays that he has no idea what's going on and everybody's just like questioning him because they think he's done all this stuff that he doesn't remember. He's actually portrayed that really well so far, and he's really done the whole split, like an actual split personality thing great, like switching between the Steven to Mark back and forth. Like, I thought that's been really good so far.
Yeah, that mirror scene at the end of the first episode is really good. His accent was a little bit to get used to at first, but like I've warmed up to it. The fact that he's made me care for all these personalities that he's playing it just shows how good of an actor he is. He clearly really liked doing this role, because I was surprised that he even was announced as this role, because I didn't think he was going to be in any more big properties after Star Wars.
Yeah.
I thought like maybe Dune was like the most he would do, and I don't know if he'll ever show up in another Dune movie. So that's pretty
right.
I don't know if that character ever shows up again in the books, but he plays this character very well. Ethan Hawke, he hasn't had too much yet, but like every scene he's had, his presence has been very good in all of his dialogue. The dialogue in this show is also pretty good. There hasn't been like many cringy jokes. There hasn't really been many connections to the MCU at all. It's pretty self-contained, and that's really refreshing, actually.
Yeah, it's been really enjoyable.
It's just nice to have like a new character to like build up. And he's very different, and like it's in different like locations. It's not just like in New York. It's like in England and like Egypt and stuff. And it's kind of like an Indiana Jones type feel with like some supernatural horror elements, and like the few horror elements they have added have been actually pretty good. Not like scary or anything, but it's just like nice to see them like delve into that a little bit. Because of course they're going to be going into Blade soon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more mature. I know people have been talking about like some like R-rated MCU like content coming up soon. I think Moon Knight might be their first like little dive into that, because they can definitely get a little bit more brutal.
I would love to see some R-rated content, because they're bringing back Daredevil, of course, and I'm assuming if they're doing that, they'll probably bring back the Punisher, and they're obviously having Blade and stuff. And it sounds like they're leading up to like a Midnight Suns team up, which would be amazing. That would be really cool.
That would be very, very cool.
Even if it's just like a series or a movie, it'd be cool. Because Blade's going to be a movie, I think. So I'm actually pretty glad that this is a show, because I feel like a 2-hour movie would be kind of hard for this type of story. Because the first episode, and honestly the second episode, we haven't seen much of the actual Moon Knight like action scenes. It's been much more like character driven and like plot driven, and I don't know, I just kind of enjoy that more. I mean, I enjoy my No Way Homes as much as the next guy, but I also enjoy these more plot focused, adult themed content. And
absolutely,
I do love the suit though. It's probably one of the best MCU suits in a while.
Yeah, it does look really good. I really enjoyed it. I liked how they've put like different spins on it, and also playing back into that character. They've made the character of Steven / Mark, and like both of them actually really deep so far. And I like how they've expanded on that and had that grow out to like what the suit represents, and like from a hero perspective, and like what they're actually going to go with that going forward. It's actually been really interesting, and it goes along with a really engaging story so far. So honestly, there's really been no complaints I've had about anything like that so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a little bit slow right now, the plot. I don't know how I feel about like the love interest character yet. She seems fine. I'm really here for Oscar Isaac's performance here. I don't really know what they're gonna lead into with like the main villain because it doesn't really seem like they could fight each other. So I don't know if they're gonna have the typical Marvel like big final battle thing. That'd be very nice if they don't do that actually. But yeah, I've seen, unlike you, I guess we have a little bit different perspectives, but I've seen all the Disney Plus Marvel shows as of now, and I mean Loki's been my favorite one because I think we both pretty much. I don't know if you still enjoy Loki as much as you did, but like I quite enjoyed Loki quite a bit.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Loki.
Yeah, I mean it has its problems, but like just like watching that from week to week was such a treat. And I'm pretty excited for season 2 of that. And this is probably my, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite Disney Plus show because it isn't finished, but I've enjoyed every episode pretty thoroughly, and as long as they keep this up, this might be the best Marvel show they've done since they've started doing it.
Yeah, it's been good. And like it could be building to that. I really enjoyed Loki, so I think it'll be close to like see if I enjoy it more so. But like I think it is building to potentially be that. I've always enjoyed the Moon Knight character a lot, which it seems like one that like a lot of people like have known of. Like it has been kind of obscure, and it's been great to see comic fans be excited over this adaptation to learn more about the character. And I think that's really cool. The only one of these Disney Plus shows I haven't seen yet is Hawkeye. I've seen all the other ones.
Oh, you have? You've seen all the other ones?
Yeah, the other one I hadn't seen yet was Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I finally got around to watching that like a month or two ago.
Oh, you did? What were your thoughts? Did you like those? How'd you like the other shows?
They've all been pretty much just decent for me, honestly. Like I think like WandaVision I really enjoyed, but then like when I saw Loki, I just enjoyed that a bit more, and I saw like what the bar really was, and then so far I really liked Moon Knight, and then all the others have been kind of decent. I know you were saying Hawkeye was pretty good, so I do want to get around to watching that.
Yeah, I like Hawkeye. It's much more like small scale, so it's a bit more.
But I'd actually say I won't consider Moon Knight yet since it's not finished, but What If was actually really close to Loki. I really liked What If actually.
Yeah, What If I wasn't a big fan of the first episode, the Captain Carter episode. It was fine, but it was just basically what if Captain America was a woman. But I enjoyed a lot of the other What If episodes, like the Doctor Strange episode, where it's like what if he lost his heart instead of his hands that was actually really fucking good.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was a really dark episode. I really liked it. And the Ultron, the Infinity Stone episode was really cool. All the Disney Plus shows, even if I don't like them, I at least like that they've kind of diversified the MCU a little bit, explore different characters. Like I didn't love Falcon and Winter Soldier, but it was really nice to like just get character development for both of them, and make me much more accepting of the whole new Captain America title, and like they explored it in pretty good ways, and they had some pretty good tasteful like discussions about like political like politics and race issues that wasn't like it didn't feel like it was like overplaying it. And WandaVision was fine, just the finale kind of lost me a little bit. The build up for that show was fucking crazy though. And then
oh yeah, and then everybody was talking about it when it was being released weekly. I remember that.
And the whole Quicksilver thing, even though they kind of dropped the ball on that was like a really big talked about moment.
Yeah.
The Loki, I think, was really solid. Especially, I think Loki will probably always be my favorite pilot episode because just I love that pilot episode. It was so good.
That was incredible.
The way that Tom Hiddleston was acting in that, and just Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston had such a great dynamic in that show. I can't wait to see more of it.
Yeah, I loved Owen Wilson and Loki. I think he did a great job. I'm excited to see more.
Yeah, and obviously, Kang was a cool character. Can't wait to see him in Ant-Man 3 for some reason.
Yeah, I guess it's an Ant-Man 3. Like, why?
Also, that's weird because Jim Carrey said he was retiring, but there's been like a lot of rumors that he's going to play MODOK in the MCU.
Right, which I think he could probably actually pull that off pretty well, but who knows what Jim Carrey's going to do at this point.
Yeah, and
he's also been talking a lot about Will Smith recently and all that stuff. So
Yeah, he's had some decent views on that, but I think he also like spit on somebody a few years ago, so I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot that comes out about that Will Smith stuff like every day.
Oh yeah, it's nonstop.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to divorce his wife. Personally,
That'll be hype.
that would be so hype. Probably won't, but also I don't know if you heard, but Zoe Kravitz like said something about it, and then like a bunch of people pulled up like an old interview of her like talking about how hot their like 14-year-old son was like a number of years ago. It was like really weird. She was like, "Yeah, I have so much things I want to say about Jaden Smith, but like he's 14, so I probably shouldn't say it." I was like, "That's a little sus." But just,
What?
yeah. But what if I enjoyed? Yeah, what if I enjoyed? It was fine. I guess it's getting a season 2. There's a lot of stuff that you can explore with that. That'd be cool, in like an animation style. Hawkeye, I'm not gonna like spoil it, but like it made me like the Hawkeye character a lot more. And I really like Kate Bishop because Haley Steinfeld's like, she's a pretty good actor. And they bring in some interesting new stuff for the MCU. It was a good kind of, I don't know if it's exactly a conclusion for like Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye, but it's like a good, if that's like the last time we see him, I think that's like a really good note for him to end on. It's also a better Black Widow tribute than the Black Widow movie, which Black Widow movie was pretty bad, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's as bad as Eternals, but they're about on the same level for me. But yeah, of course we got Moon Knight, which has been really solid so far. And then I think the rest of the shows we're getting this year I'm not really that excited about because it's like She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, which I don't really care about either of those shows. So
Yeah, I don't care at all about those personally.
I mean, I might watch She-Hulk because Mark Ruffalo's in it, and like the Abomination's gonna come back, I guess. But like, I'm not really excited for it. And Miss Marvel, I could give two shits about. I'm more excited for the adult content, so I want more of stuff like Moon Knight. I don't, because I also, interesting tidbit is Oscar Isaac only signed on for the show. He doesn't have a contract with Marvel, so technically after these 6 episodes, he could just never come back to the role. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he'll probably come back in other stuff, whether it be like another season of this show or if it's like in like Marvel movies, and we get to see like Moon Knight like absolutely obliterate some of these Marvel characters with, because he says some edgy shit in the comics. I've seen that one dialogue he has with the Punisher where like he's like, he still worship that stupid make-believe god, and he's like, yeah, do you still avenge your dead family or something like that? Like, he just drops fucking absolute shade on all these fucking characters. I would love to see that. But yeah, I would love a darker side of the MCU, which seems like they're building up to. I haven't seen the Daredevil show. I might watch it though, because I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it personally either. But all I've heard is praise, pretty much, especially from my comic fans. So it'd probably be worth it.
Yeah, and the Punisher show too has gotten pretty good praise. Because I do like the Punisher character, he's just never had any good movies. So I don't know. Maybe the show's good. They picked a great pick for the Punisher though. He's like, the actor looks straight from the comics. I don't know how accurate this Moon Knight is to the comics. I've heard he's kind of a mesh of a lot of different Moon Knight iterations a little bit, especially the Mr. Knight persona, which that was kind of weird at first in the second episode, but it kind of grew on me after a little bit. But yeah, also the goldfish. There's such a sad line when the Steven character is like, you just ruined my life. I can't keep a job. I literally cannot even keep a goldfish alive. It was played for comedic, but it was like also just like the way he delivered it was just so sad. But yeah, I don't have too many other thoughts besides this is so much better than Morbius, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'm excited to watch the next episode. it's going to be a nice thing to have every Wednesday for the next few weeks. But yeah, I don't know if you have any other thoughts on it.
Not really. I've enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see what comes next. I think the first episode was a really good, it was a pretty good pilot with some pretty good setup, really getting to know, what this character is going to be. And the second episode, expanded on that a bit. And, yeah, I've enjoyed Ethan Hawke, and I've liked the character design and all that stuff so far. And overall, pretty good. I'll definitely be tuning in for the rest of this, season. So, yeah.
Yeah, did you ever finish Peacemaker?
No, I have 2 more episodes. I should just watch them at some point, but
Yeah, because that's 8 episodes, right? I think episode 7, which is the episode I think you have coming up next. I think that's actually probably the best episode of the season.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've enjoyed it that much up to this point.
I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed it. Not exuberantly or anything, but I've definitely liked it.
I think everybody's enjoyed it more than they thought, because I don't think anybody had really any expectations for it. So
yeah, it was definitely kind of weird, but it's been better than I expected. The first episode was okay, and then it's gotten better.
It gets better over time a little bit. It just feels kind of inconsequential to everything. So, but I enjoyed it. It was much better than the Book of Boba Fett, which was coming out at the same time, which I know you never watched, and I don't blame you. But yeah. Also, I don't know if you heard, but the Kenobi show changed its release date, but it just changed to 2 days later.
Yeah.
So we can't even cover it that Wednesday. We have to wait until the next week.
Yeah, I did see that, which is
yeah, they're changing it to a Friday, but then they're just dropping the first 2 episodes for some reason, and then yeah, which I'm excited for that actually. I think that's gonna be pretty good. And then of course we got our final kill count for the Tremors franchise this Friday, which is so sad.
Very exciting.
So sad it's over. Is he gonna do more after this?
Yeah, they haven't really announced what they're gonna do.
Because if he doesn't, there's just gonna be 2 months of no content.
Right. Yeah. So I guess we'll have to see. I assume they'll have Zoran do more. I know. In the past, James has mentioned that Zoran is also a big fan of the Critters franchise, and James doesn't really want to cover that. So maybe they'll have Zoran do the Critters movies. I don't know.
There's Critters movies are really bad. I didn't see that new one that came out a few years ago, but it looked so bad from what the trailer showed, and I know you watched it, so I don't know. You have not spoken highly of that last one they made.
Yeah, and I won't.
Yeah.
So
Critters Attack, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Is it a sequel or is it a reboot? I'm so confused.
Kind of, yes.
I heard it's also a direct sequel to the original, and I was I don't get why you're doing this at all.
It's a really, really bad movie.
Yeah, because even the effects look bad. I was the effects aren't good. That's the main reason I'd watch that. So, pussy fart. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm chilling right now. Is anybody even home yet?
What did you just say? No, I'm still alone here.
Yeah, so we can just chat if you want about whatever until you want to be done.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm down to be done whenever. How long have we been going?
Yeah, an hour 20.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We can talk a little bit longer, I guess. See what we have to talk about.
I mean, gotta go see the Lost City soon, of course. I mean, because that's all the rave right now.
See what?
The Lost City.
It got better reviews than I thought, but I'm honestly interested in that one multiverse movie that came out. It was called Everywhere at Once, something like that.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
The trailer looked interesting, but it also has the best reviews on Letterboxd, I think, ever.
Yeah, it's now the highest rated film in the history of Letterboxd. It has a 4.6, insanely high, and YMS gave it a 9 out of 10, and this other guy I follow gave it a 9 out of 10. I'm really curious about it. I really want to see it, but I don't know how I would watch it.
I think it might be in some theaters, but like I have nobody to see it with, and like I know nobody would be in the theater, so I don't know. I might just wait till it comes out on some streaming platform or something.
Yeah, I hope it does decently soon because I've actually been extremely interested and I really want to see that movie.
And it was the director pulled a serious power play because she was asked to make Loki, and she didn't want to do a Marvel thing, but she took the basic plot of a multiverse and just made her own movie about it, and then just made the best reviewed Letterboxd film in history.
Yeah,
which is a really big power play.
It really is.
She literally turned down to direct Owen Wilson. Like, come on. And his weird nose that I never noticed until Loki. I never noticed how weird his nose was. Cars.
Owen Wilson's nose?
Cars 3?
Owen Wilson has a very odd nose, and that's like his most like defining physical trait.
Wow.
Also, okay, I gotta ask. We had like a mini like Wes Anderson discussion the other day. So you've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, but have you seen any other Wes Anderson movie?
No.
Okay, yeah, Fantastic Mr. Fox is kind of a freebie because it was really popular when we were kids. So like you have seen one, that's fair. But like. And then, like, I was talking about Steve Zissou, and you just kept on going, like, who? And then after I was, like, obscenely angry about it, you were just like, oh, you mean the Bill Murray character? Like, no, the other Steve Zissou.
After you said it, like, twice, I was like, didn't you write a review on that? And then, yeah, I mean, I want to watch a Wes Anderson movie. I want to watch a lot of movies, because I still have yet to see a Tarantino movie. And...
Yeah, Wes Anderson has like 11 movies, and Quentin Tarantino has like 9. Just like watch all of them in like one night, you'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, for sure. I honestly would have much rather just streamed one of those movies this Sunday night. I saw Morbius instead of watching Morbius. But Morbius gets views.
Hey, you guys watch Morbius?
Yeah, it gets views. I've seen all of the Sony Spider-Man movies, but I haven't seen a single Tarantino movie, so I'm pretty disappointed in myself, personally.
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, okay?
I just...
My parents, all they would talk about was how great Tarantino was, but they never showed me a movie. And then, like, one day I said, oh, yeah, I've never seen a Tarantino movie. And they're like, what? And I was like, I don't know what you guys were expecting. I'm like 12. But yeah, I mean, I seen one of those, like, it was the one where Tarantino was like a vampire. I think it was like Dusk Till Dawn. I've seen like most of that movie. Yeah, it's not like a Tarantino movie though. I don't think it's like is that a Rodriguez movie? I think.
Which one?
Dusk Till Dawn, with George Clooney.
Yeah, it's starring Tarantino, but
yeah, I didn't know he was like an actor.
Yeah, I mean he was in quite a few of his movies as well. I mean he was in Pulp Fiction. So
isn't Dusk Till Dawn the one where? Dude. What?
Thinking about this makes you realize you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, and I realize it's a lot. But like how have you not seen Pulp Fiction? Like what?
I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it so we can cover it.
That'd be cool.
I don't know what we're even talking about next week.
Well, I guess Sonic 2 is coming out, so if we both see that, I wanted to see X. I don't even know if it's playing now at this point, but I still wanted to see that movie. My recommendation was that if you found time to watch Turning Red, and then we could just have a Pixar discussion, like talk about all the Pixar movies we haven't already, and then also Turning Red because that's the new one.
Yeah, we could maybe do that next week.
But like I don't know. I guess we'll see. And then also Sonic is coming out. I don't know if you were planning on seeing that. I will probably end up seeing it. So
I haven't seen the first one, so I don't know if I should. I've heard good things, at least that they're like fun kids movies that are like adults will be mildly entertained by. I don't know. I don't really want to go out of my way by myself to go see Sonic 2 in theaters. I feel like it's kind of sad. So I don't know if I'll do that. Yeah, one ticket to Sonic 2, please. Yes, I'm alone.
It's a solid. The first was like a solid 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, but then like it also just looks pretty mid. So,
The sequel's like 2 hours. So
I mean, I'm sure Jim Carrey's fun in the role as Eggman. I've heard pretty much good, all around good things about his performance. And like Sonic's kind of entertaining, and like his design's much better from whatever the fuck that first trailer was. That whole dilemma was fucking so funny. We literally bullied a studio into changing their movie. And
yeah, it's true.
Then we bullied another studio to make the Snyder Cut a thing, and then they did it. So really, the key to getting what you want in life, kids, is to just bully people into submission. Just do that. Don't actually do that. Please. If it's Sony, though, do it. Actually, just burn Sony Studios to the ground, please.
The number of films that like you find reviews on Letterboxd that just say "This is my Joker." Have you noticed this?
A few times. It's kind of weird.
Like, it's everywhere. Like, I'm reading reviews on Sonic the Hedgehog 2 right now, and like the third one down is like, "This is my Joker."
Like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean? Someone explain, please.
Sonic 2 is my Joker. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Knuckles TV show and Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
What?
And I'm not. The SCU, the Sonic Cinematic Universe.
Shut up.
Not to be confused with the Sony Cinematic Universe, where we'll eventually get
Shut up again.
What?
Please just keep shutting up.
Where we eventually get an Uncharted meets Venom film. Where did they do that?
Uncharted beats Venom.
Just Tom Holland as Nathan Drake fights Venom, and Mark Wahlberg's also there. Why does Mark Wahlberg get cast in anything? He's so bad.
Do you see that Mark Wahlberg has put up his mansion for sale and his like $90 million mega mansion?
Dude, I might cop.
I was like, they showed like an aerial view, and he's got like, and it's like a giant pool, and like if you keep going back, there's like a full like basketball court, then there's like a golf course behind it.
Man is fucking privileged.
Yeah, like what?
I don't even have a basketball. Ridiculous. I mean, my camper's pretty small, so.
You have a camper?
You remember that when I told you? Yeah, my parents got a new camper. It's pretty small though. Then like I sent you a picture of it, and it like took up the entire driveway.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like, yeah, the camper's pretty small. Like, oh yeah, they just put in a new driveway. It's pretty small.
Yeah, then I was like, it's actually not that big. It only has like 3 bathrooms. You're like, that's more than my house.
I was like, yeah, that's like 2 more bathrooms than my house has. Literally triple.
Hey, you have 2 bathrooms now, so it's upgrades. Only 1 working toilet, though.
One of them doesn't work, so... One of them doesn't work, and it's still not a camper.
Yeah, you guys should probably get that toilet fixed. Can't you, like, put in, like... Can't you have, like, the apartment complex people fix it?
Oh, we totally could, yeah.
Why don't you do that?
If they, you know...
Yeah, you should probably do that. Unless, just actually call Dave to come over and fix it. He'll just put a new toilet. I'll have my stepdad go put a new toilet for you. It's fine.
Dope.
Are you excited for any upcoming releases, huh?
Sonic 2.
Also, quick, Jurassic World Dominion, the official runtime's out. Guess how long it is?
2 hours, 26 minutes, and 58 seconds.
Yeah. I'm actually
fine. Oh, I got it?
Yeah, I think it's that. It might be 57 or 58 seconds, but who fucking cares? I'm actually happy with that runtime. So, because it seems like it'll be a pretty big movie. A lot of people are complaining about it, like, God, I don't want to sit through this. And I was like, this is like a culmination of 6 movies, and it has like a lot of returning characters, so it makes sense that it would be like 20 minutes longer than like the average Jurassic Park movie.
Yep.
I don't know what you're complaining about. They're like, all these movies these days have to be like over 2 hours. I was like, okay, a lot of movies are over 2 hours. What do you want all movies to be Jurassic Park 3 and Venom 2 length? God no. Jurassic Park 3 is so bad. We'll have a full-form Jurassic Park discussion, and that'll be I think we'll have some differing viewpoints on that. Jurassic Park 3 is pretty bad, but that first trilogy is just super nostalgic for me, so I always enjoy watching Jurassic Park 3, but like it's not good.
Yeah.
It's short though, so I guess it's like not that painful to watch. Also, Sam Neill's always a treat. So,
yeah.
Jeff Goldblum though.
Okay.
What TV shows are we planning to cover? Because we're gonna cover Moon Knight and Kenobi. The Boys season 3. If you get caught up. That should take us through most of summer, I think.
Yeah, that'll cover a decent amount of time.
There's another Star Wars show coming out at the end of this year, I think. I think it's the Andor show, which I'm not excited about at all. Are you excited for the prequel to Rogue One, which is a prequel to the original Star Wars?
No.
More prequels, please.
No.
I need a prequel to the Phantom Menace that...
You're excited for the prequel to and Rogue One, which is a prequel to the original, which is also a prequel to...
Yeah. Well, they are making a Star Wars show that's going to be a prequel to the prequel trilogy.
Can I get a prequel to that, please?
Sure. It's called Knights of the Old Republic.
Nice.
Can I get a prequel to the sequel trilogy? Wait.
You're a sequel trilogy.
I fucking love the Lego Skywalker Saga so much. I haven't played it.
Are you sure?
Yes, I don't have a PS5. I'm also broke.
Are you sure?
Dude, what the fuck is up with food prices lately? Like, I went to get Chick-fil-A today, and it was like $15, and I was like, I got a meal. Why is food so expensive?
$15.
Food and gas is just going up so much, and I'm like, can I just live, please? Please?
No, screw you.
Okay. I have to go on like a 16-hour road trip soon, and like Allie would like to like make a road trip out of it, so we'll have to like stop at a bunch of places. So my gas tank, my wallet's gonna be gone.
Yeah, that's not gonna be good.
I mean, it'll be fun, but like it's gonna be gone. Also, movie tickets going up too, and it's like, can I just enjoy myself, please?
Please just have a life. Like it's somewhat.
Like as like the fucking prices of food go up, I had to like give bigger and bigger tips to like just do the 20%, and it's just fucking annoying me.
Absolutely, bro.
It's like fucking $40 for just me to eat, and then I usually pay for my girlfriend as well to be a nice gentleman, and then it's like $68.
Absolutely.
I remember that one time when we went to IHOP, and like your girlfriend forgot her wallet, and then like you offered to pay, and then she's like, no, I'm paying for myself. But like it wasn't that big of a deal. And it became like a whole thing. Good times.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, your girlfriend said she liked Morbius, but then gave it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, it was very weird.
And then she's like, actually, like a 5. Like, what changed in like 30 minutes to like increase 2 whole stars? Honestly, though, I fucking hate this tweet so much. Where is it? Make a Logan-style Morbius film with Jared Leto. Don't tie it with any cinematic universe whatsoever. Just a rough, beautiful, emotional tale about an older Dr. Michael Morbius. Have Daniel Espinizo direct. Give him full control. Watch the box office explode.
I don't want to watch the box office explode or the film.
Yeah, there's a big meme going on. Like every time they talk about the box office of Morbius, everybody's like the first film to make $1 trillion.
Oh, of course.
This movie's just like a big fucking meme. So I want to know the thought process of how they made that movie. So I'll never know, but I don't. I don't know how they thought it would have been a good idea. But yeah.
Well, by being smart, of course.
Yeah. But anyways, how are you? Life
Like out of 10?
Life going good? Yes, out of 10.
Solid.
Where's everybody at? It's been like 2 hours.
I don't know.
Let's look. Why are they near East High School?
What?
They're like at East. Like what? Wait, is Tommy with them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty hype.
And well, Mason's at work, but that's all I know.
Yeah, I know you're usually not told stuff.
Typically, I was just chilling, recording my podcast. So.
Anything else you want to talk about? How's the weather been? How's the weather been?
It's been terrible. It keeps raining. I hate it.
Yeah, it's been 80 the last few days.
It keeps like lightly raining, so it just keeps on staying more and more wet. But then like you want to do anything outside, but then it's just like wet, and it's just more wet, and it's just like slightly wet, and it's just so frustrating.
That makes sense. There was a really bad thunderstorm here a few days ago.
Did you live?
Yeah, they like closed some classes or like canceled some classes because of the weather.
I guess the moral of the story is what?
Moon Knight.
No.
Oh yeah. Also, I really like his logo because like he takes them off and he uses them as like basically batarangs. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, moonarangs.
Is that actually what they're called?
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
I'd love to throw those at my friends and just be like moonerang and then like their eyeballs on the end of it.
Bro, moonerang just kills your friend.
Yeah, dude, I would love to kill my friends, bro.
It's like the South Park episode, fun with weapons or good times with weapons, whatever it is.
Yeah, I know it's a few in Alley, but like you guys were both like having like a severe South Park binge at like the same time.
What are you talking about? I'm always on a South Park binge, like all the time. Now that I'm HBO Max.
Yeah, now I was
because I was doing that on Hulu and then they moved to HBO Max, and at one point they were on Netflix and then moved from that too. So it's like,
yeah, the newest season was pretty good. Even though it was really short.
Yeah, it's short, but it's South Park, so it's always pretty great.
It's Tolkien.
Yeah,
it's always been Tolkien.
Always.
That was a really good episode. That was actually quite a good one.
You're a good one.
Even the Integrity Farms one was kind of funny. About Tolkien's dad or whatever, like starting like a separate weed business. He's like, we just want to hire you because you're black. That's it. We don't want to hear your ideas. I was like, bro, that's so facts.
Yeah, based on like overall episodes and like a total like overall series, South Park is probably my favorite show ever. I mean, my favorite show is probably BoJack. But like, as far as like
I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of annoyed. I don't know if you saw, but a few days on Instagram, Tommy posted like BoJack quotes, and like last time I was in town, he's like, I hate BoJack. It's so dumb. It's like not good at all. I was like,
yeah, I don't know, like what.
I was like, did you finish season? I was like, did you even like finish season 2? He's like, no.
He doesn't make any sense, though.
For real. And he's like, Morbius, honestly, better than I expect.
Yeah, but better than we expected was still like 2 out of 10.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that's probably about it. We're about like an hour and 38 in, which is about the runtime of Morbius, so it's all connected.
It's pretty poetic, honestly.
Poetic of fucking shit.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed,
The
be
slurping,
sure to
the fucking,
subscribe.
also the slurping sound effects in Morbius whenever he drank blood was just fucking irritated me.
Was also bad.
Because
Yeah.
you like rip open the container and go like. I was like, don't you have fangs? But yeah. We'll talk to you guys next week. Probably a little bit shorter podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, comment your thoughts and what you want us to discuss in the future. And have a good night, day, evening, whatever.
Yes, sir. Morbius 2 hype.
Morbiness.
Morb2ness. 2 Morbius, 2 Morbius.
Morbius kills, Morbius ends.
Tyrese.